Hey there, humans and aliens, it's your boy, Scaredy Catlin, and welcome back to my channel. It sure has been a while, hasn't it? I don't know, 233 days and 19 hours since I last posted, as of the time I'm recording this. Yeah. A lot has happened since I last posted or did anything, so I guess I'm just here to catch you up on one of the things, which is actually a recent development. So, you've probably seen from the title, I've been drawing with my left hand. Not for a long time, but since, I don't know, Wednesday the 25th, I've been drawing with my left hand. I'm right-handed, so I'd say this is pretty okay. It's kind of iffy, but for the reason why, for the too long didn't listen, basically, I wound up straining my right hand or something, and I decided that it was best to not to continue drawing with that hand, but I was super motivated to keep drawing, so I drew with my left hand. Now you can skip to this time on the screen for if you don't want the longer explanation. Now the longer explanation is I've been working on animation, and so of course that's gonna be really fun, but also really time consuming and possibly straining. And I had just finished an animation that I started several weeks prior, and then I immediately started working on a walking cycle. The walking cycle, I started out with a stick figure and made 42 frames for that walk cycle. And then I decided to put more detail into it, and 16 frames were taken to the next step. But I realized that my hand was starting to, I don't know if it was cramping or if it was just tensing up, but it was definitely not feeling normal, and so I decided to not continue drawing with my right hand for now until it's better. That was Tuesday when I made that decision, I think. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. That was when I was basically yeah, I need to be more careful, but I really wanted to draw something. I just really wanted to draw, and so I thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if I started drawing with my left hand? And so I did. And so here are some of the drawings I made while drawing with my left hand. If you didn't skip, or even if you just saw the first bit, you probably saw some of my digital art, my more recent digital art that I used my right hand for reference. These are the first 3 drawings I made. They're not very good, but they're pretty okay for someone who is definitely not left-handed. Then I started to have a little bit more fun. I started working on my handwriting a bit too, because my handwriting, even with my right hand, is pretty atrocious. So the next thing I did was I thought about a comic idea I had. And I was like, what if I drew these characters with my left hand? And then eventually went in with my right hand and redrew them. Now, I haven't redrawn them with my right hand yet, but I will at some point. Anyway, here's the introductions. This is the first design for the main character. At first, the main character was going to be the kid of these 2 super powerful people with magic, humans with magic. And they had very little magic at all. And because of that, it was very difficult, because they were going to be going to this really prestigious magic school. But they were the only person that was going to be there that would have had no magic. And so, right before they transferred to that school, they got bit by a vampire. And vampires carry dark magic. Here's design 2 of main character. So yeah, the main character gets turned into a vampire, and has to go to a human magic school without anyone figuring out that they are a vampire. And so they want to draw as little attention to themselves as possible. So eventually it wound up changing how the whole story was supposed to be set up. How it's set up now is main character was a human born with dark magic. And humans born with dark magic are either forced to hide their magic or forced to go to school with vampires, because vampires know more about dark magic. And MC was forced to hide their dark magic. And because of this, they were very unconfident and very scared to go to their new school. The week before they're about to move in, because it's like a boarding school, they take a walk. On that walk, they cross paths with a vampire who winds up biting MC. MC decides to tell the headmaster of the school that they're a vampire and that they want to transfer to a vampire school. But the headmaster said, "You can't go to the vampire school because your transformation isn't complete, 1, and 2, we'd have to tell your parents." And MC does not want to tell their parents that they are now a vampire. And that's where the story starts. So the next character is Best Friend. I've named none of these characters, just so you know. So we've got MC and Best Friend. Best Friend is a history buff who knows everything about, like, powerful magic users. And so, of course, they would know about main character's parents being powerful magic users. And Best Friend, like, really wants to spend time with main character, but main character is really wanting to not stand out, and Best Friend seems to always be standing out. The next character I drew was Cocky McConfident. This is like a rival kind of character, and this is the character I know the least about, because I haven't fleshed out their character at all yet, but yeah. On to the next character. So, the one that knows because they have dark magic. And dark magic in a human and in a vampire looks very different. And the one with dark magic knows because they went to, like, a vampire school when they were growing up, because that's how they learned to control their dark magic, was from vampires. Just a very fun character that I'm gonna mess around with. Next we have the Fraidy Cat. So the Fraidy Cat I don't know much about. Definitely a very loyal person. Very anxious. Fraidy Cat is more of a trope than anything else, I think. And that's okay. They're trying their best. So basically Fraidy Cat is going to be more important later on in the story. But I don't want to give away too much if this does become a comic, because, like, I mean, if I give away everything, what's the point, right? Next, we've got the Smart One TM. So, the Smart One TM is basically, like, the class rep, you know, the character, like Tenya Ida in My Hero Academia, kind of like Hyro in Psyche K. If you've seen Astra Lost in Space, they're going to be a lot like Zack, I believe. Just the kind of calm, cool, collected, smart character that doesn't really put up with that kind of stuff, I guess. Not much like Tenya Ida then, or Hyro. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with their character, but I'm working on it. So, next character. Vampire Villain. I know nothing about them. Moving on. The Child Vampire. The Child Vampire is basically just it's just a trope that I wanted to make a joke on, because, like, those vampires that look like children, but they're actually hundreds or thousands of years old. Except this is a vampire that looks like a child, but is like 15. So, like, another character I haven't fleshed out at all. Character from another class. And they're gonna come in one of the, I think, like, the second or third arc, because I've planned several, but yeah, not a very noticeable character, as you can probably tell, but I think that was the point. Anyway, so last but not least, for the ones that I actually know what's happening, this is the one that everyone thinks is a vampire, but is not a vampire. They are very, very socially awkward. They really want to interact with people, but also no one wants to approach them because they think that they're a vampire. And so you've got this poor guy. But those are all the characters I have for now. I really had a lot of fun making this story idea, and once my hand is better, I want to actually make this because it's really fun, and it's something that I think I'd really enjoy making. I'm really happy with some of these drawings, which, you know what, it's really good. I'm really happy with how all of these turned out, even though they're a bit messy and they're a bit sloppy, because I like these character designs. They're unique. Because I couldn't control the way my hand was going, it made their silhouettes very noticeable. These are good character designs all around. Also, if you're wondering why all of them are wearing capes, that's because I could not draw arms. And so I wanted to hide the fact that I could not draw arms. And so everyone got a cape. And so that's the conclusion. Thank you for watching all the way. If you watched all the way through, this was really fun. And I'm really happy I'm making a video about it, because I have not made a video in a long time. And I think I want to change my channel if I do keep uploading more regularly, or at least if I try to upload more regularly. I think I'm gonna want to do more art related stuff, and I just really enjoy talking about art and rambling about story ideas. And so if you guys liked me talking about story ideas, or if you liked me drawing with my left hand, or what, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe maybe for more if you want. This was really fun. I do hope that you guys let me ramble more in the future. So I think that's all for now, humans and aliens. Peace!